Yes, people, welcome back to the 1894 for a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about not transfers, but current players in the team, because obviously when you have a good team, you want to hold on to your best players. Now, we have a couple of players who have contracts running down in the next, couple months, next summer, and then we have a few very important players who run out of contracts the following summer. The ones running out this summer of 2022, is Scott Carson and Fernandinho. In terms of Scott Carson, I don't know about you people. I know he's a popular figure in Manchester City, but I don't particularly care, to be honest. There's quite a lot of good goalkeepers in the squad, so it's not the end of the world. I do like the idea of him being a coach there, though, because he seems to have a good vibe in the dressing room. But a very important name is someone we have relied upon for many years now, and he's been a fantastic servant to the club. He recently signed a 1-year extension, and that is club captain Fernandinho. He is an absolute warrior, and he's someone that we have looked to in important games in the last 12 months to really pull us out of the trenches and get us through important games, which he has done. I'm on the fence. Tell me your thoughts. Do we give him a new contract, extended another year? Obviously, you have to take into account what he might want.
Yeah, yes, keep. I think you have to keep him for at least 1 more year. Because I think number one target they were looking to replace him was Calvin Phillips. He's signing a new contract. Declan Rice, you're going to get priced out of a move. You're not going to be spending that big money on players when you're buying a striker, when you're going to buy a striker like City should be doing. I think if he's able to keep going, if his legs haven't caved in by the time the season ends, if he's still able to play and he's still able to play at as high a level as he has been and keep him, I don't see why not. It's not going to be asking for much of a hike in wages, It'll probably just be the same wages for another year. I don't see why he wouldn't keep him, personally. I mean, providing he is playing at that high level.
And you got to bear in mind now, he will be, 37, 38, or, touching those kind of numbers when it gets to that stage. And I think he was kind of on the fence himself before signing his most recent extension, but then he decided he would. And you have to bear in mind, obviously, Rodri, as of right now anyway, is really coming into form. He's looking great. But when Fernandinho does ultimately leave, you can't just keep Rodri. You will need some competition for Rodri and allow for maybe Rodri to have his down days again or his poor performances. So a replacement will have to come in. And you named a few there: Declan Rice, Calvin Phillips. I don't know who else in the world is really worth talking about at the moment. So that's something City will probably start having to look towards, even if Fernandinho does extend. So let us know as well your thought down below. Should we extend Fernandinho? Okay, so the next player we're going to talk about is quite an important player in the squad in recent years. I think he is an integral part in our league winning campaign last season. He kind of pulled us through the doldrums when we were missing players in January, February, and I think he was possibly our top scorer, and he did it from midfield. And that is, remember the name, Mr. Whippy. Doesn't that throw you back? Gundogan, Mr. Gundogan. He is 31 in 2 weeks' time, and his contract expires in 2023. Now, you may think 2023 is quite some time away, but in the football world, it's not, because other clubs will start to look at him now this summer and say he's only got 12 months left. We can offer City a really reduced fee, and they'll have to make a decision: do we sell or keep and offer him a new deal? Dara, what do you think on Gundogan? Bear in mind, he is injured at the moment. We've not seen much of him this season so far, but what we have seen of him in long periods was last season. That's the best we know of him right now.
Look, the ultimate thing is we're probably going to have to sign all these down regardless of what happens. If we want to get the full value of them, whether we're going to sell them or keep them, we're probably going to try and sign them down. But Gundogan, I think, is going to be one of those where they're going to want to keep him no matter what, and he's going to want to stay. So I think they will get that contract. That'll be fairly cut and dry, though. I think it won't be like Sterling, Renewals, or Jesus Renewals. This is going to be like fairly cut and dry, because ultimately, where is he going to end up at? He'd probably end up at Bayern Munich if he were to leave. I can't think of anyone else who would really be in for him.
Maybe, I don't know, you could possibly see him deciding he might want to try his arm at somewhere like Juventus or one of the Italian clubs. Who knows? I don't know. It's just a possibility. Yeah. It's a kind of club I could see him playing for. I think he would fit in nicely there. But the thing is, as a midfielder, 31 is not young. And, if you time down to another year or two contract, you're starting to look at towards 34 years old. I don't know about having a 33, 34-year-old midfielder. They just can't get up and down the park the way they would when they're, say, 28, because, it's definitely the toughest job on the pitch, box-to-box, number 8 midfielder. But I do think it's an important time down to at least a year after 2023, again to 2024, so that a club like Darren mentioned, maybe a Bayern Munich, if they were to come in, they would have to pay at least a decent fee, because he is actually a fantastic player. But we do know City have a lot of very good midfielders at the club currently. We don't know how long they'll stay. Talking about Bernardo, he's someone currently, I can't see him being taken out of the team. Gundo will really struggle to take Bernardo's place. and Bernardo is substantially younger than Gundo. So maybe a bit of a headache. As always, let us know your comments down below. What you think about Gundogan. I know we have not seen a lot of him recently, so it's very easy to say, yeah, it doesn't matter that much, and Bernardo's playing much better, but he is a very big asset. Okay, so the third player we want to talk about is someone we've talked quite a bit about extensively recently, but we're actually throwing him in here now because there has been a slight update about his position today, which is that Raheem Sterling held a heart-to-heart with Pep Guardiola, supposedly, and said he's willing to fight for his place, and he's willing to give his all, I suppose, in this central role that none of us are really too happy about him playing there. His contract expires in 2023 as well. He is 26 years old. He's very much in the peak of his powers, and he's still got a few years left in the peak of his powers, which is why I have said in recent videos that I am willing to persevere with Sterling slightly more, because I do expect us to go for a striker, whether that's Haaland, I don't know. I think if you put Haaland beside Sterling, you're going to get a good return from Sterling on one of the wings. I just have a feeling, okay? I'm not basing that on anything, just me and my suspicions. Raheem Sterling, like I said, he's playing a central role. He's sworn to Pep he's going to give his all in that role. No one is convinced by Raheem Sterling in a central role. His contract, do you offer or do you wait?
Honestly, right, I don't wait. I just kind of sell him next summer. I know you might be thinking, look, it's...
Hang on. I've had an extensive argument with you before, and I've explained to you that he is a big asset, commercial.
I'm about to give you a rebuttal, mate. I'm about to give you a rebuttal, right? We're only talking there, in the Discord, you were talking to a few of the lads in there, people know, that we can't bring in Haaland without getting a form of wages off that wage bill. He might just be the man to take off that wage bill. And if we're seriously going for Haaland, which Carson and I said that we have to get someone off the wage bill. Someone who can make his fucking monster wages work. And thing as well, we're talking about the Puma contract. You haven't seen that yet. We're talking about the Puma contract. If he gets that, a lot of incentives will be paid, but he'll still be on a lot of wages, Haaland. That's the only viable striker I'm seeing from now on that is better than Torres. We're going to have to take someone off, and that's going to, in my eyes, is Sterling. I don't know about you, but in my eyes, it's Sterling. But if we're not going to sell, let's say if we're not going to sell, then yeah, you have to time down. You have to time down. And if he's playing beside Haaland, which if he is, I think you're dead right, he will get some return.
Yeah, no, to be fair to you, you do make a very good point, and it's a point that I back heavily, which is that he will free up a huge amount of wage space if you're willing to sacrifice Sterling. But then obviously the contrasting point that I make is that if he plays beside Haaland, when Haaland maybe comes in, or I don't know why we keep saying Haaland, he's not signed, but a good striker, we'll say a good striker, I would like to think you could get a good return from Sterling once again, because we've seen it in the past. But on the specific topic we're on, which is contracts, it expires in 2023. He's got 12 months left when it comes this summer. Someone can buy him pretty cheap. I think City, it would be a big sting for City to have to sell someone as big globally and who still has the potential at the age he is to be a very good player again, like Raheem Sterling, for a low price. I think that would be quite an annoying thing to have to suck up. But then you have to bear in mind, I don't know how many clubs in the world would be able to afford the actual price that City would be looking for. Because regardless of how good he's playing right now, it's about the fact that we know how good he can be. And like I keep mentioning how big he is commercially, you know, leading the whole anti-racism thing. He's a big pioneer and he's a big figurehead. City will not want to sacrifice that for cheap money. And I think that's rightly so. So that's kind of a tricky one. But I am slightly impressed with the fact that he said he's willing to, you know, what is it he said? I don't know the actual quote. But
he said he'd give it his all as a striker, but I don't think it's a matter of him giving his all. I think every time he goes out there, not every time, most time he goes out there, he does give his all. He does give it his all. He just doesn't have it. He doesn't have the confidence. I think he goes out there and he leaves what he has on the pitch, but he's just not been good enough. You know what I mean? It's not a lack of him trying. It's a lack of him just being good at football at the minute, I suppose. But it's not giving it its all that has to be the problem, I don't think.
Listen, the Raheem Sterling story is still yet to unfold, and I think there'll be a lot of developments between now and the summertime. So let us know, as with the rest of these players, what you would do with Raheem Sterling. Would you keep him? Would you sell him? Would you give him a new contract? Let us know. Okay, so the next player we want to talk about is the Algerian king. Similar to Gundogan, Riyad Mahrez was an integral part of our team last season. I thought through spells, Riyad Mahrez was arguably our best player at times. Towards the end of the season specifically, Riyad Mahrez was absolutely fantastic. He was on fire, he was scoring goals, he was getting assists. He is 30 years old. His contract, just like Raheem Sterling, expires in 2023. Now, like, it's kind of a similar point I want to make about Gundogan that I want to make with Mahrez. A tricky winger like Riyad Mahrez, who relies on pace and fast footwork and natural, physical ability, that will start to slow down when you hit 30 as well. Now, there's not much sign of him slowing down right now, but his contract expires in 2023. So in 2023, he'll be, 31, 32. If you extend past that, you're starting to look at 33, 34. I don't know many wingers in world football who are as effective at 33, 34 as they were at 23, 24. What do you do with Mahrez, Dara? What do you think about that? Because bear in mind, we do have a lot of very good wingers in the ranks. We have a lot of very good wingers in the youth system as well. There will come a time where they will start to look for first team football and they will compete with the likes of Mahrez.
It's gonna come down to what's done with Sterling. I think if you're re-signing Sterling and you're going for a striker, be it Haaland, be it anyone else, I don't see how we can financially keep Riyad Mahrez on. What's he on now? About 160 grand a week, pushing a bit more.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he's on high wages. Like, it's not like he gets paid peanuts. He's on high wages. You can't hold on to two of them and then bring in another big name striker or big name whatever you're bringing in. Because you get a marquee signing every year. We see that's how it works. You get a marquee signing, and you can't keep bringing them in without letting some of them go. So it's going to come down to if Sterling gets re-signed, I can see them just shipping on Mahrez, vice versa. Really, to be honest with you, but. I don't know. It is a really, really sticky situation, It is, but like it's the same with everyone else. You appreciate what they've done, but if they have to make way, they have to make way.
Exactly, it is the cycle of football. There's not a huge amount of room for sentimentality because it's the way it works. Players come and go. They give you good years. Yeah, absolutely. So let us know your thoughts down below on Riyad Mahrez. I personally am slightly open to the idea of extending it by a year. But then again, he is a huge name, Riyad Mahrez. He may not like the idea of extending for 1 year. And like he said before, I think he said things about PSG he quite likes, and he may feel at this stage he wants a new challenge. Who knows? But at the moment, I don't think there's any talks over him being offered a new contract. I don't think there's any talks of him deciding he wants to leave either. So that's still very much a grey area. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the next player, the penultimate player we want to talk about in this video is someone who I have scrutinized quite a bit personally in the last 18 months for lack of good performances. But this season, all credit to him, man. He's really turned it around. Gabriel Jesus, he's 24 years old and his contract expires in 2023, the same as Mahrez, Sterling and Gundogan. Now, if you'd said to me, 3 months ago, do we offer Gabriel Jesus an extension? I tell you to get out. I say absolutely no. I say no. He's got to go. He's just not for me. Now, I know some City fans, even when he wasn't playing great, still always backed Jesus, and they always said, no, he's a good player. There's a good player in there. And I said, there might be a good player in there, but we've not fucking seen him. So, since the start of this season, when he basically told Pep, I'm playing on the right wing, and you're going to give me a chance, all credit to him. Big balls to do that. He got his chance, and he's absolutely grabbed it, Revel. He's been fantastic. What do you think?
Yeah, I've been giving him... I've been in the same camp as you. I thought he was shit for about 3 years. But yeah, he's turned it around. Like, if you have the balls to go into Pep and say, look, I'm playing on the right, you have to back it up. He's backed it up and then some. Like, he should be undroppable. Obviously, he has been brought out of the team now and again. But look, pivotal now in that Chelsea game. He was very good again, very good all season. I can't actually think of a game he's been poor in where you turn around and say he was shit, because there hasn't been a game where you turn around and say he was the reason we've lost that. Whereas you've seen that with Sterling in particular this year. De Bruyne has been lackluster as well, but Jesus has been the one where you usually turn around to Zinchenko and you say, look, he gives a 6 or 7 out of 10 every game. That's been Jesus this season. He just goes out and just leaves all on it. And you can't ask so much more of him because he is scoring, he is assisting. I don't see why he wouldn't tie him down again if he keeps up this form. If he goes back to playing like bums, but he won't be getting another contract.
Okay, I understand. It's a tricky one because I think between the last 3 players we've talked about, Jesus, Mahrez, and Sterling, one is going to have to go. Unfortunately, really, one is actually going to have to go. If City want to bring in a high earning striker. I keep alluding to Haaland. I'm trying to manifest this so it happens. So please bear with me, you people at home who think I'm just constantly thinking of Erling Haaland. It's probably because I am. But yes, Jesus is also, like I said at the start, he's only 24. He still has a long way to go. He can still develop into genuinely a world-class right winger if, like Dara says, he keeps going the way he's going. So you know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm willing to persevere with Jesus. I did. It kind of feels weird saying those words because I never thought I'd be saying it. But you know, it's just a testament to him. It's a testament to how what he's playing. We've only seen it for a short period of time so far. But like Star said once again, if he keeps it up, I say he will earn the right to a new contract, and that may be one of the final nails in the coffin for Sterling, because I struggle to see Sterling, like I keep saying, flourishing down the centre. Let us know your thoughts on Jesus. It's one of those ones that I've been back and forth on for a long time, mostly back, but now I'm kind of forth. So here we go. Let us know. Okay, so the final player we want to talk about of the day, we've saved the best for last. Yes, you're probably wondering along this whole video, when are they going to talk about him? Phil Foden. He is the most important player on this video we're going to talk about. He is absolutely crucial to the future, the next decade of Manchester City football. If you ever watch him, since basically he started playing first team football, you would know, if you know football, that he is a serious baller, and he's going to be a serious individual player for City, regardless of how good the team is. He is currently in talks with Manchester City over a new contract. He's 21, Phil Foden. I think his current contract expires in 2024, but they're trying to tie him down to a long-term contract, and I think that would be the best move forward. But to do so, he knows his worth, Phil Foden. I mean, he's not. I wouldn't say he's a silly boy, and I'd say he's getting financial advice from all sorts of people saying, you know what, mate, yes, you love City, but they've got to be paying you the right money you deserve. And he does deserve high earnings. I think it's starting to get to the point now where we should be saying Foden should be one of the highest earners at the club. I mean, you only have to watch his performances week in, week out. The importance he is to our attack, and even our defence at times as well, Phil Foden. It's priceless. He's offering more. He's offering a lot more than some players who are earning a lot less than him, or sorry, he's offering a lot more than players who are earning a lot more than him, is what I meant to say. So it's probably getting to a point now where when they're having their contract negotiations, we've not seen any figures. There's not been any reports of figures that's been offered to him or that he's asking for. We just know they are in, I think it's advanced talk, or in talk anyway, at least. I think so you just need to give the guy what he wants. Genuinely, it's one of those ones where I think just give him what he wants. He's City at heart. He's got blue blood. He loves the club. He knows the club. He's been there since he's 7 or 8 years old, and I hope he's there till he's 37 or 38 years old, and he's a future captain. I think this guy is absolutely crucial. Get it done, board. Get it done, Dara. What do you think?
Have to just mirror your thoughts, really. To be honest with you, just throw the book at him. Let him have what he wants. It's one of those where I think he has an agent. I don't think it's like De Bruyne where he just went to the financial advisor or statistical advisor. I think he has an agent. But I think the athletics that are there, we don't have any, there's no hurdles in front of it. It's just going to go through. There's no big hurdles that they're going to trip over. I think it's cut and dry. I think anyone who says they don't want to sign him is fucking mental. But thank God none of those are on the boardroom, because it will be, I think it'll be done the next week. To be honest with you, like it seems to just get fast tracked that fast. It seems to just move that fast that I don't see why not. It's not really much for conversation. It's getting done, and there's nothing anyone can do about it.
Absolutely, get it done, get it over the line. I'd be 99.9% sure that he wants it done rapid as well. Fans want it done rapid, and you can be damn sure the board want it done rapid as well. So get it done. Get that one over the line, get that box ticked, get him secured and tied down to this club for as long as you possibly can. Offer him 10 years of crazy money with his annuals, with his salary growing every single year, and bonuses and all that kind of stuff, because he will deserve a lot of bonuses. He will get a lot of individual awards. He'll score plenty of goals, etc. So yes, he's the most important player to tie down. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Let us know your thoughts on all the players we've spoken about. Some different levels of players there, different levels of importance. Players who are starting to earn new contracts, players who are falling off the possibility of a new contract. Let us know your thoughts. Is there anything you specifically feel about any of those players? We would love to know. We'd love to know what you think. Leave a like on the video as always, please. It really does help us more than you can imagine. And do subscribe if you're new. Join the community. The community is fast growing. We're getting on track now to 500 subs. Mind blowing. Help us out on that front, please. Good night, God bless, and we will see you very, very soon.